Hello YouTube, this is part 2 of today's videos, and I have talked on the part 1 about my weight issues and about my history ever since I was a kid with my weight and the experience of being fat. And this is part 2, and this is about what an amazing discovery I've done lately and how very happy I really um, feel about all this, and I wanted to share it with you. And I'm not in my bed anymore. I'm by my window here at my university halls and in my windowsill. So I'm gonna share it from here, and I think it's more interesting that way. So this is basically a video about veganism, and this video about raw veganism. I have known about vegans and veganism ever since I was 20 years old. In fact, at that point of my life, I was surrounded by vegans, and most of them were, of course, very skinny people, and they were not eating pretty much anything. It felt to me because they were they were abstaining from anything that comes from animals, and that was for ethical reasons, which I so really much respected and understood. And then they were basing their diets on eating, vegetables, fruit and vegetables, which always like a plant-based diet always made sense to me, but it always felt a hard thing to follow as well. Especially, when you're being fat, what you've learned is you should not be eating pasta, and you should not be eating rice, and you should avoid carbohydrates, and you should focus on eating your big steak and your big chicken breast and your big grilled, of course, no oils or everything, and your big salad. So you are conditioned to think in that way, that this is the only thing that can actually help you maintain a healthy body, and then of course you need your proteins. So the vegans that I knew back in my 20s, they seemed a happy bunch of people and a healthy bunch of people, but a weird bunch of people as well. So I never really looked into it, and of course there was no internet back then because I'm 33 years old, so I'm old. Actually, I want to show you what a wonderful day it is today and how nature is at its best here in West London. This is the way my yard looks like. These are all halls of residences. This is my tree that I see from my window. It's right outside my window. And you can see on the grass, you get little tiny flowers, little tiny daisies, yellow and white. And it's really amazing, isn't it? So, back to veganism. I never looked into it, even if it seemed like a right thing to do. Um, it also felt like a tough thing to do, and maybe very radical and very extreme and very insane thing to do, and definitely a thing that would never help me with my weight loss, because back there when I was 20, I was really obsessed about losing my weight, and in fact I was yo-yoing the most around that area of my life. I would lose 30 kilos, which is like 60 pounds, on and off, on and off, on and off. So, like all things, you know something for a long time, and then comes a revelation. So, 3 or 4 days ago, I was watching something relevant on YouTube, and you know how it kind of pops up these video suggestions. And there was this video suggestion about veganism. I don't even remember how this whole thing even started, but I clicked the video, and then I started watching videos for the next 4 hours or 6 hours or something, like compulsively and continuously, because it all started to click suddenly. All the things that I never got before, they started to click. So I saw all these documentaries. I mean, I watched all these videos by YouTube users. The first thing that I started to watch was Fully Raw Christina, and she looks amazing. I mean, her skin looks amazing, her hair looks amazing. She's radiant, she's smiley, she's awesome, basically. So I watched these videos, and then I watched the life generator. This guy, he looks awesome as well. And then I found out about Darian Ryder. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Or Freely in their 30 bananas a day forum, and I found so many videos. Then I found the forks over knives. I remembered watching in the movie theater like 3 years ago, more than 4 years ago, this movie called Home. Do you remember it? The documentary about Earth, with really nice shots from airplanes of how the Earth looks like. And I remember all this argument that we are chopping off the woods so that we can create more space in order to plant more plants. But then these plants, we feed them to the cows so that we can kill the cows and then we can feed ourselves. And if we were feeding ourselves on those plants initially, the whole world would be fed and everybody would be happy. And if we were living on plants ourselves, but instead we need to kill the cows and eat the cows, and this is creating a whole lot of damage on the earth and on ourselves as well. So people have finished their courses and they're leaving already, and I'm stuck here. I've got an exam tomorrow and I've got my dissertation coming in 3 weeks, and I should not be doing videos right now. I should be studying, but it's like procrastinating. So yeah, I know that this people living on plants makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense for our own bodies, because obviously we're not meant to be carnivores. If we were, we would be having claws and we would be having fangs and we would be running fast enough to be able to catch the rabbit, but we're not. So clearly we are animals that are meant to be collecting fruit and roots and living on plants. So one of the first things that really struck me was watching two of Christina's videos, where she does like how much I eat in a day and how much I eat in a week, and the food stash that she has for a week, it was a bit scary, to be honest, and she's a thin girl. So I thought, if she can eat that stuff and be healthy and be skinny as well, maybe I can eat that stuff and not be hungry, because that looks like a lot of food. So I decided to start on a vegan, as much as raw as I can diet, and I have done 2 full days now of doing that, and a little bit more of detoxing from animal things. So I'm pretty close to 72 hours of not eating animals, and I have done 2 full days of eating raw and one cooked meal, which the cooked meal is always boiled potatoes. I do not have any equipment here, and I'm only going to be living in these halls in London for 3 more weeks. Then I'm going back to Greece for the summer. So it does not make any sense for me to buy steamers and buy juicers and buy all these things that I do have them back home. So I'm doing my best right now, and all I've got is a pot to boil my potatoes, and this is what I'm eating for my cooked dinner meal. So the thing that I have noticed these 2 days is that inside me I feel a lot better. So when you're putting down your veggies and your fruit, you feel like you're putting down yourself some goodness. You feel you're healing yourself. You feel you're nurturing yourself that very moment. You feel the difference already. It's like and it's unbelievable how tasty these things are. And I'm a person telling you that I have not trained my taste buds or whatever, because it's only 2 days on this. I always liked salad and fruit, of course. I never liked the fact that I need to wash it and chop it up. So I never liked the preparation, but I always enjoyed eating that. So what I eat so far is bananas, and I have got my bananas and my apples and my strawberries, and I've got my nuts, and I cannot find. I've got a full big bag of mixed nuts and dried fruits like cranberries and raisins and sultanas, and then I've got some almonds. So these are my nuts, and I've got my fruit, and I've got my lettuce, like greeny leaves chopped up in a bag. They come in a bag, and it's a variety. It's not only lettuce. And I ate that big salad with some tomatoes and some cucumber, and then I do use my nuts, of course, and I have some dates. I bought some dates, and I have my boiled potatoes at night with some chives on top of them, and some basil leaves, and salt and pepper and olive oil, of course, because I'm Greek, and olive oil is a cultural thing. And I've seen all these videos through the 30 Bananas a Day website that go like oils are bad for your health, and even olive oil, you're not supposed to be using it. Okay, fair enough and cool enough, but I'm not totally convinced that olive oil is bad for your health, because you know, Greek people, they used to be, not now, because now we have been compromised and we eat a lot of meat, but they used to be pretty healthy dudes, and they've been basing their diet on vegetables and olive oil, and we have all these wonderful foods, vegan foods actually. Greek cuisine is a lot about vegan foods, so you get dolmades, which is an awesome thing, because I was checking out the vegan restaurants and the raw food restaurants the other day in London, and there is a vegan restaurant that does a lot of Greek dishes of vegan way. So they do dolmades in a completely raw vegan way. They use cauliflower instead of rice, and you use the vine leaves, of course, to wrap the things up. So, but I mean, even the original version of the thing is vegan. It is cooked, but it is vegan, because you get the vine leaves, you get the rice, you stuff the rice, which of course the rice has some herbs, definitely salt, pepper, oregano, maybe a bit of basil, we love that, and definitely the olive oil. So you stuff that in the wine leaf, and you boil that for a bit, and that's it. I mean, awesomeness straight away. And we get stuffed peppers with rice again. So you empty the peppers and the tomatoes, and you stuff them with a rice that you have prepared with some onion in it, and some tomato in it, some tomato juice in it, and some olive oil, and then you stuff it in the oven. Again, it's cooked, but it's vegan. So definitely we Greeks have been basing our, I mean, I can think out of the things that my grandmother used to make, and she was born in 1919. She lived through the Nazi occupation in the 40s. She lived a lot of things, and during the Nazi occupation, Greeks did not have access to a lot of meat, obviously. So out of the things that my grandmother would cook, 8 out of 10 would be vegetarian. And anyway, it's like religiously, if you take it on the religious side of things, Greeks are Orthodox Christians, and Orthodox Christians are not supposed to eat anything meat, fish, or dairy every Wednesday and every Friday at least. So you get 2 vegan days, if they are religious, of course. But my house has been religious. You get 2 vegan days straight away a week, which is awesome. And out of the rest of the days, they might not be vegan, but they're still a vegetarian, lacto-ovo-vegetarian. And then you get, I mean, the normal thing for Greek, the Greek way was to eat meat once a week, eat fish once a week, and the rest of the days eat vegetarian with 2 days vegan. So I would say that that's a pretty damn good way of treating yourself. But of course, we have lost that. We have lost that. Now you get McDonald's, and you get fast food, and you get all that stuff to feed yourself on, which is definitely not good. But anyway, going back to veganism. And by the way, the vegan and the vegetarian dishes of the Greek cuisine are the ones that I always like the most. It's like they're always the ones that I have been excited about the most. Well, okay, I did like some meat dishes as well, but the vegetarian ones, by far the better. Maybe because they're very oily. I have to admit that we use a lot of olive oil. It does not like go with a spoon or whatever you see people doing on TV or on recipes. The spoon thing, we don't know what the spoon means. It's like we just know what the olive oil bottle means in Greece. Okay, hence the results. But yeah, this was a very long parenthesis explaining what Greek food is all about, the original Greek food is all about, and explaining as well how we use olive oil and how it is very basic in my culture. And this is definitely the thing that I'm going to have trouble the most to take take away. So what I have been feeling these 2 days is, first of all, you have to wee a lot. You go to the toilet a lot. Of course, this makes sense because everything you're eating has a high percentage of water in them. So fruit and vegetable, it's mainly water. And then you generally go to the toilet. Um, you feel good. You feel light. You do not feel heavy. The potato meal, it does make me feel heavy, but it is in the night, so then you get to sleep. Um, Maybe it's because it's potatoes, and potatoes are a heavy vegetable anyway. Maybe it's because it's cooked. Maybe it's because it's oily, and maybe it's because it's in the night. I'm not sure which of these factors, or maybe all these factors, contribute to the fact that this meal feels heavy to me, but it does. So I'm feeling very good these days, and I want to keep on doing the diet. The thing is that I bought things, and they cost me £30, and I'm running out of things now. So I ate for 2 days, and I did not eat very much. I could have eaten more because I have logged on to the chronometer, so which is a website. It's a cool website, chronometer.com, I think, um, which keeps track. You log everything you eat, and it keeps track on not only of the calories that you're eating, but also of the nutrition value of whatever it is that you're eating. So you can see if you're lacking something, if you're, the way you feed yourself, you do not give it enough iron. So anyway, I see through the chronometer that I'm not eating as much carbohydrates as I should. So I'm at like 89% of what I should be eating, and I'm not eating enough protein. I'm like at 60% of what I should be eating, and I'm eating way too much fat. So I'm at 500% of what I should be eating when it comes to fat. And it's not like I eat a lot of fat, because I eat like 100 grams of nuts a day, which gives a lot of protein, which is my main source of protein, the nuts. But it also gives a lot of oil. And then I eat 5 tablespoons of olive oil a day. But this is a lot because, of course, when you do the low fat, high carb diet, like the 30 bananas a day thing, or the 80-10 thing, you're supposed to be consuming very little oil, which I'm not at the point. But I don't think that I want to be very compulsive about it, or I want to pressure myself about it very much, because what is important for me is to get on the diet, stay on the diet, and never look back, and gain all this healthy, radiant energy that I see all these people on YouTube, all these raw vegan people on YouTube are having. So yes, I'm eating nuts. Yes, it's oily, but it's still a healthy food, the way I say it. Okay. So I've never been eating like McDonald's is something that I have not eaten for 20 years. Ever since I learned that they chop up the Amazon to make more space for the cows or everything, and I thought, this is horrible. I'm not supporting this company anymore. So there's this misconception that fat people eat crap food and they eat McDonald's and whatever. This is not true. Actually, I cook a lot of my food. I've always cooked a lot of my food, and I use a lot of oil, and I use a lot of oily things, and then I eat a lot of sweets. And the sweets, I do not cook them. This is not good. I would prefer it a lot more if I was cooking the sweet stuff, but I'm not. But no, it's not like junk and fast food diet as a lot of people think. At least not for this fat person. I don't know what's going on with the rest of them. But now it feels a lot better. It feels that I'm giving real fuel to myself. I do feel a little bit tired, but feeling tired, or what they call a chronic fatigue syndrome, is what I've always had. And of course, you go to the doctor, and when you're a fat person, they do not give a second look at you, because they're going to say to you, you have to lose weight. And this is part of the prejudice against fat people, because being fat on its own, it does not mean that you have to be tired. Okay, there are fat people that are active and are energized. So it has been an issue for me for like almost forever. I do get a lot of sleep, but getting a lot of sleep is essential in this diet. And maybe this is not the best period of my life that I have chosen to do it, because, as I said, um, I'm supposed to be giving my dissertation in 3 weeks' time. I have still a lot of things to do. I'm creating a performance of 40 minutes, a musical performance of 40 minutes, and then I'm performing it. So it's a lot of things to do. But, you know, I thought that if I do not do it now, I will keep postponing it forever, and there's no better time than now. And I start my as much raw as I can food vegan diet, you know, during this very stressful and very time limiting and very horrible period of my life. But anyway, I still do get my sleep, and I still do eat my greens, and I do pay attention to what I'm eating through a chronometer, and I think that I'm doing very well, and I think that it will get me an adjusting period, and it, you know, I do not have time right now to read the 80-10-10 book. I will do it as soon as I finish with my DSO and stuff. In the meantime, I just have to keep going, and I have to remind myself that I need to keep eating as much fruit and vegetable as my body asks for, because you know, it's good for you. It is giving you nutrients. It's live food. It is keeping you alive, and it is keeping you light. I mean, you can gorge on a huge salad and then go out and have a walk. Try doing that on pasta. It's like you will pass out for 3 hours. So I really appreciate this. The only thing that is sort of my problem is that through all these communities, I'm trying to get hold of other fat people, and it's really hard to find any, because it seems like vegan lifestyle is a lifestyle that appeals more to skinny people. Why, I wonder? And you do not get that much fat people giving this lifestyle a try, which creates a problem for me, because I understand that these people, skinny people, are eating a lot of food, are still eating a lot of food, but I still kind of do not feel very confident that they can understand what it means to feed a fat body, because I do carry around double the weight an average girl my age and my height carries around. I am 170 centimeters, that's like 5 feet 6 or 5 feet 7, something like that, and I'm 132 kilos, like 291 pounds. That's a lot of weight. So when I carry around all that weight 24/7, I obviously need some energy to keep going. Otherwise, you know, you simply cannot do that. And I would really appreciate some insight from other fat people that are on vegan diet, that have been fat when they started the vegan diet, or that know of somebody who is fat and who is doing vegan, and raw food specifically, because when you're doing vegan you can eat a lot of pasta. I guess pasta can hold on to you maybe a bit better than raw food. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm really new to this. I would really like some support. I would really like some ideas, and I would really like some companionship from fellow fat people who are inclined to eat raw as much as they can. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful day. I might go out for a walk before the sun comes down and rain sets in again, because this is London. You know, when you see a bit of a ray of sun, you must take advantage of it right there and then. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day and stay healthy.